You want that more?
Yes, sir.
It ain't come up on my phone. Let me go to the page.
About 11 seconds in, buddy. You pop up?
Nah, I'm finna just go to the page. The only thing that, there it go. There it go. I ain't never finished it.
I'm gonna put you a motherfucking peak right there.
Put the who?
Peak.
No, I ain't gonna put no picking out. That's why I ain't got no eye.
That soul brother in there. The soul brother.
I always imagine Yahweh shot hell when he come back like a thunderstorm, like a, you know what I'm saying? Like a dark gray and black. That just got lightning going through it.
Mm-hmm.
They say he coming back in his glory.
All praise.
Like,
love it, man.
That'll be something to see. Look at that mosaic.
Huh?
Nah, I see mosaic on there.
Shalom, shalom, huh?
Yeah,
Shalom to the 12 tribe, Capt, hold their head high. Oh, very nice. Them cookies, buddy. Shalom, shalom, Hebrews. Hebrews is Hebrews. Shalom. Shalom. What you call it? Say shalom. What's it? KJV say shalom. For real. We're going into preparing for the New Year's. That's the name of the class today, called Preparing for the New Year's. Brothers and sisters, it's in the chat. We're going on preparing for the New Year's. We already know how Esau go. You know, Esau say the New Year started in January 1st, but the Bible don't speak that. Yeah, the Bible don't speak no January the 1st. So we got to go to thus saith the Lord, right? Thus saith the power. Before we get started, go to that Wisdom of Solomon 14. I think it's 14, 16. I think that's what it is. Wisdom of Solomon 14, 16.
Uh-huh.
You get that, let's read it.
Uh-huh. You said 14, 16, right?
Yeah. Right. I think it's Wisdom of Solomon. Get there. Which is Shalom, Shalom, Hebrews. Shalom. That Wisdom of Solomon. I think it's 14, 16.
The process of time?
Yeah.
Okay. The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 16. Thus, in the process of time.
So he said, in the process of time, read.
An ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law.
So guess what? You think about the New Year's and they Christmases and they holidays. All these ungodly customs was kept as a law for them, right? And why do you think they have a law on Christmas Day? You can't buy no liquor, or you can't. All the stores gonna be closed, right? Even on New Year's, you only pop firecrackers during the New Year's and buy the fireworks on New Year's and the 4th of July's, and you know they little holidays, right? These ungodly customs, man, right? This is what the Bible speaks on, man, right? Read on.
And graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings.
And the graven images was worshipped by the commandments of kings, man. Meaning, guess what? They will have their little stuff that they do that we don't take no part into, right? But the Lord, if you think about what the Lord called it an ungodly custom, right? Some that brothers and sisters need to be kind of thinking about, man. And this many other ungodly customs. That's why the Lord don't. That's why He said He hate your. He didn't say He hate your feast days, man.
God.
Right? These are the things that brothers and sisters need to be thinking about with their ungodly customs that they give us, man. Right? And this is what the Lord was not pleased with because he's seen this in our people. But our people, guess what they do? We like the Grecians best of all, right? That's what the Lord say, man. Right? Go to James chapter 2 right quick. James chapter 2. Watch this. Watch this. James chapter 2, verse 19.
The book of James, chapter 2, verse 19. Thou believest that there is one God. Thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble.
He said, thou believest there is one God and does it well, and doest well. The devil also believe and tremble. That's a cut to them thinking that the Satan got any kind of upper hand or they on the same level and he got mad and the Lord kicked him out. No. Even the devil, it says even the devil know who God is and he tremble. Just like the so-called Edomite, they know who the Lord is, but they still tremble when you see them hurricanes, tornadoes, babies get hit, children get killed, mamas die, brothers die, sisters, husbands. The Lord kill everything, man. Look up the Guinness Book of World Records. You will see that the Lord got the number one. He's the number one killer in the Guinness Book of World Records. His number keep going up every second, right?
Hey, that's real. He keep with anything. He'll make you choke on your own breath.
That's right.
Pop your lung and
man, he could just. Why do you think people walking around? Dang, today they fine, then tomorrow they go to the doctor cancer. Damn.
So like a brain aneurysm, right?
It's just pop up, man. Even the devil know when they trouble, man. The Lord don't need. He'll say he don't need to solidify anything with nobody. He who he is, man. There's gonna be some respect there, man. Right? This is the reason why, like you say, touching on these things, man. You got to be putting that work in, cause this right here when James touch on faith and work. He says his wearing like is worthy of rebuke, since the bringing his origin of the Greek goddess. Brother, I mean, you ain't bowing down to that. Right? Let's read that for the brother. Let's go to Exodus right quick, and you just jump back. Exodus. Let's go to Exodus chapter 20 right quick. Show brother something right quick. Start at verse 2. This is a law concerning like their Greek gods and this and that. I mean, show you what the Lord say. But watch it, read it.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2.
Start at verse 4, Shalaki.
Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
He said, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, read.
Or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath.
That is in the heaven or in the earth beneath, read.
Or that is in the water under the earth.
Right, or that is in the water, right? Because you know how they make the little fishes everywhere and they put them all. But the Lord said, I'll make images to it. But it goes a little bit farther than just the image. This is the point of the image. The Lord knows that they have pictures. We got pictures, right? We got, Solomon had pictures. He had statues. He had all these things in the kingdom, right? But there was a point about having these things. The Lord said this, verse 5.
Verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them.
The Lord said, in those images, the problem that he got with people is when people bow down to them and when they serve them. This is what the Lord have a problem with. Read.
For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. This
is what the Lord is concerned in that. So, and now, brothers, people wearing Nikes. Brothers ain't bowing down and worshiping them Nikes now. The Lord ain't, you know. That's just a brand of shoe. If you're not looking at it as like as a being a god and all that, you know. But people can make Nikes their god.
Yeah.
People can make clothes their god. People can if a person smokes cigarettes and the Lord told you not to smoke no cigarettes and you smoke cigarettes every day, and that cigarette becomes your god. Right? Meaning you use these things that He's telling you not to do. Right?
Yeah.
Let's go to Proverbs chapter 6 right quick. Kind of touch on this. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 6. And we're going to start at verse... Did I bring that tissue with me?
You want me to get this?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Y'all already know. These are the precepts, especially, brothers going into, like you say, going into the New Year's. These is the precepts, brothers should be kind of meditating on at this time. Brothers and sisters need to be meditating on these precepts right here. This is pure meditation on precepts that brothers and sisters need to be having and step together on, right? All right. Go to Proverbs chapter 6. We're going to start at verse 6.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 6. Go to the ant, thou sluggard.
So the Lord said, go to the ant, thou sluggard. Meaning what? Meaning to observe. What does the ant do? The ant has a whole colony of people. They work every day, right? They get their stuff together because they preparing for something. Just like us, we should be getting ourselves together for what? For preparing for something, man. Right? Read.
Consider her ways and be wise, which having no guide, overseer, or ruler.
It says, read that again.
6 from the top. Go to the ant, thou sluggard. Consider her ways and be wise.
It said, consider thy ways and be wise, right? Meaning what? You see what they're doing and kind of learn some things off of them. Just like me, when I studied, I literally went and the Lord say study the ant. I literally went to go study the ant, right? I went, looked up video on it. I read articles on it. I read books on it. And I got a lot of information out of ants. They got a whole community, right? They do things decency and in order. Like when you'll see the queen ant, you'll also see the working ants, but you'll see, just say if one ant, they all working every day and it's just one ant die, guess what happened? All them ants will go around them for 3 days. They'll walk by. But when he start to stink it, guess what they do? They bury the ant. That's why them ants give off a certain smell. When you see them give off a certain smell, that means it's some dead ants somewhere, right? But they take that body and they go bury it. But in our custom, guess what we do? We supposed to bury it on the first day, right? This is like I said, the Lord give everything a custom, right? That's why I say you got to consider the ant, right? Meaning, guess what? Just like how the ant is full-fledged in their customs and they full-fledged in what the Lord put into them, that's what the Lord wants us to do. He wants to be full-fledged in that thing, man. Right?
God.
And one of the things to be full-fledged in is to know the seasons. Right? Because you got to know what season you in, right? But let's read on, though.
Verse 7. Having no guide.
Having no guide, read. Overseer.
Or ruler.
And they have no ruler. Meaning that they already know what to do. Right? Just like with us. We don't have nobody in our homes dictating this and that. But we got a spirit that's in us that the Lord put in us. Right? And the spirit that the Lord put in us, He expecting us to do His will. Right?
God.
But let's read.
Verse 8. Provided her meat in the summer.
He said, provided her meat in the summer. Read.
And gathered her food in the harvest.
And it gathered up food in the harvest. That means, guess what? In their season, they going to do things during their season. It says they're going to provide her meat in the summer. Meaning what? They're going to be getting their meat in the summer. right? They're gonna be hard work going on in the summer. Why do you think there's so many ant beds around here in the summer? Where's the ant beds in the winter?
God.
They not gonna break rank of what the Lord said they was gonna do. And during harvest season, guess what? They're gonna be getting all the little things they need because when winter break, you don't see the ants walking around doing their thing like that. Why you think when you be out on the street teaching in the summertime, you gotta go hard in the summertime, but in the wintertime, those seasons be so cold and weather be so changing so much, you won't get as much time to go teach out on the streets.
God.
You gotta think about these things, man.
Yeah.
Right? That's why you can see brothers missing a lot of times, just like on going out to the streets. But in the summertime, this is the time to go hard. Right? This is the time to go extra hard for the Lord. Right? It's the time that you get the most meat. Right? It said provided her meat in the summer. Brothers need to start thinking about that.
God.
This is when you provide the meat in the summer, this is when you're supposed to be working the hardest. Right? So that means it goes into, when you're going into the New Year's, your mind should be getting prepared and get set to start going hard for the New Year's, start going hard for the Lord, man. Right? Let's read on now.
Verse 9. How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard?
So the Lord said, because sometimes people don't think this way. So the Lord said, how long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? Read.
When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep?
He said, when will you arise out of thy sleep? Before we go too far, I want to touch on that. Preparing your meat in the summer right quick. Jump over to chapter 30 right quick. And verse 25. Watch this. It says, prepare thy meat in the summer. Watch this. When you get your out, let's read it.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 30, verse 25. The ants are a people not strong.
So guess what? Hey, the Lord called the ants a people. You got to think about this, man.
God.
Why did he call them a people? Because the ants have a colony. Think about this.
God.
They have a colony, meaning they have a structure. And by them having structure, they don't have a law like we got, but they got something in them that the Lord put in them. One of the smallest creatures, but he got something in them. Just like the Lord considered talking about the bee. The bee is the chiefest among all the animals, meaning he got to pollinate all the flowers in the world, man.
That's a lot of work.
That's a lot of damn work, man. Who gonna put more work in than the damn bee?
God.
Right? But it said the ants are a people not strong, read.
Yet they prepare their meat in the summer.
So it don't mean if you strong, it don't mean if you're not strong, he wants you to prepare that thing, man.
God.
Right? He don't care how strong you are or how mighty you are, because a lot of brothers, we only look for might and strength. What if you're not strong?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What if you're not strong though?
Better be fast.
Right? No, you better endure.
Yeah, that too.
Right?
God.
The Lord expecting us to get down like this though, man. Right? He literally expecting us to get down. And how do Hebrews get down? The main way Hebrews get down, this is how we get down. Is this. Right? We get down with this wizard, right? Go to 2 Timothy right quick.
I think somebody asked what book chapter verse we were just in.
We was in Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 25.
Okay. 2 Timothy.
2 Timothy chapter 2.
Okay.
You already know I'm going. Verse 15.
God. The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 15.
Started at, yes sir, verse 15.
Study to shew thyself approved unto God.
So guess what? The Bible said to study to show thyself approved unto God, to the Most High, right? Read.
A workman that needeth not to be ashamed.
He said a workman that needed not to be ashamed. Why did the Lord call us workmen? Right?
God.
He's expecting us to put the work in, right? He said a workman that needed not to be ashamed. Read on.
Rightly dividing the word of truth.
Because this is the season we're in.
God.
Right? You got to be rightly dividing the word of truth. right? Thinking about how we supposed to be preparing our mind. That's why he want us to consider the end, right? He don't want us to be that sluggard person, because we can get ourselves in that sluggard business, and the Lord will be displeased with that thing, man. Right? We got to make sure that we lock in, because this is gonna be the season. Guess what? It's gonna be everything heightened up in the summer. Everything heightens up. Like from the least to the greatest, everything lightens up. Heightens up. Right? In the summer, in the winter, what happens? Everything dies. It slows down and it dies. Even the days get shorter, right? Even in the summer, in the winter. But in the summer, the days get longer. So it's more things and more activities to do, right? And it's gonna be hotter out, right? It's gonna be more action going, right? And the Lord expecting us to move and such, right? Go to Romans chapter 12 right quick. In verse 11.
The book of Romans, chapter 12, verse.
This is something that we need to be thinking, considering too. Read.
Not slothful in business.
Do the Lord want us to be?
Not slothful in business.
The Lord wants us to be not slothful in business, right? Read.
Fervent in spirit.
He wants to be fervent in spirit, read.
Serving the Lord.
To be serving the Lord, right? Saying the same thing. A workman is not to be ashamed, man. Rightly dividing the word, man. Right? It's you want to have this fervent spirit on you, man. Want to have that good fervent spirit, and you want to be serving the Lord, right? This is what the Lord expecting us, man. Right? And I know a lot of times, just dealing with brothers and sisters, like in the truth, you can see some brothers be ready to put the work in, but some brothers don't be there. Some brothers ready to, hey, whatever the call is, let's go. And some brothers not that way. But we hoping that all brothers get there to that point, and sisters too as well. We hoping that y'all get to that level that you be willing to do the work. All right? Let's go to Sirach chapter 10 right quick. All right? Sirach chapter 10. Sirach 10. I want Sirach. I need it. Start at verse 27.
The book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 27. Better is he that laboreth and aboundeth in all things.
We see it's better is he that labored and abounded in all things. Read.
Than he that boasteth himself and wanteth bread.
But he that boasted himself and wanteth bread. You got to be thinking like this, man. This thing, I'm telling you, this thing tough, ain't it, man? Let's read that again, man.
Verse 27 from the top. Better is he that laboreth and aboundeth in all things than he that boasteth himself and wanteth bread.
He said, he that boasted himself and wanteth bread, read.
My son, glorify thy soul in meekness.
He said, glorify thy soul in meekness, because the thing is, once a brother and sister, when they doing this work, we want to make sure when brothers and sisters doing the work, don't get beside yourself. Well, I did this and I did that. Well, just be humble. Do that and do this, and still keep that humbleness going, though, right? Because a lot of time when people doing something, they be like, man, I did all this and I did all that. Okay, guess what happened though? It's somebody doing more work than you. Right? It's something. It's somebody that the Lord put more stuff on than you. Right? It's something that brothers and sisters got to start thinking about, man. Right? Read it. What'd you say?
No, I'm saying I had thought about something. Then he that boasteth himself and wanteth bread, isn't that the Most High hate a proud look?
That's
Going
right.
into that a person that's like dirt poor, but you proud as hell about it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. That would the world work for food. You get them a sandwich. I don't want no sandwich. let me get the money. Well, he said he was hungry.
Right?
God.
Because when you doing, like you say, when you doing God's work, He expects you to do what? Humble yourself, man. He don't want you to be out there, you know, I did this and because I did that. No. It's gonna be a lot of brothers do a lot of stuff. It's gonna be a lot of sisters do a lot of stuff. And as we do a lot of stuff in this truth, guess what we expected to do?
Humble down.
Humble. Humble yourself before the Lord, man. Right? Humble yourself. Yeah, you did that. All praise to the Most High. You did a good job. But you ain't the only person doing work. Guess what? You might be a lot of people around you that's doing work, but you might not be the only person that's doing work right here. Right?
God.
Somebody always doing something. Yes, you always celebrate Passover, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
That's a commandment.
God.
There's one thing about it. If they celebrated Passover on the run, you goddamn sure celebrate it, no matter what.
God.
As simple as that. That you don't get no bigger than that.
Oh, we ain't got no excuse. You got plenty of time for prayer.
Just right. Because one thing about it, the Lord is the judge.
Mm-hmm.
We can judge, but the Lord is the judge. He is the end all be all.
God.
Right? Go to Ecclesiastes in your go to Ecclesiastes.
I'm not.
In chapter 10 and verse 18.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 18. By much slothfulness, the building decayeth.
What the Bible say?
By much slothfulness, the building decayeth.
The Lord said, if it's a lot of slothfulness around, the building gonna decay.
God.
Right? Meaning, brothers gonna have to put their work in the building, man. Right? You're gonna have to put the work in. Whatever the Lord got you through, guess what? You're gonna have to put the work in. Whether it's in homes, whether it's in the building that you go to school at, whether you going to help brews and Hebrews and she brews out, you got to be able to do that working, right? The Lord don't want you to be slothful in your business, because if you be slothful in your business, guess what's gonna happen? Always give Satan, people give Satan room to creep in because they out of the spirit. When you give that, I got too much idle time on you. You got too much idle time, right? Scripture says all of these things though, right? But the Lord speaks on about being slothful. He said by much slothfulness the building decay, right? Watch out more. Read.
God. And through idleness of the hands, the house droppeth through.
You see that? I hope brothers and sisters paying attention to this. He said, through idleness of the hands, the house droppeth through. Meaning the house, it's not just the building, your house.
Yeah.
Right? That's why we got to make sure that we stay up on point with this thing, man. Yeah. And a lot of time, I'm gonna tell brothers and sisters, man, if they really trust in the Lord, a lot of time when brothers and sisters when they trying to get their stuff together, a lot of time when them tests come, here you go.
Mm-hmm.
These tests gonna come, man. These tests gonna come. Whether you pass the test or not, they gonna come. And you got to be ready for that thing, man. Sirach chapter 2 told you prepare your soul for temptation when you come into this truth. But sometimes people can't get past that man or woman that's in you to push forward. You got to get past whoever in you that's fighting with you. You ain't fighting with nobody. I don't care what a person will go through in a relationship, in a marriage, or with brothers and sisters, and how we be in this truth, or who my brother, who my sisters, and shalom and brothers and sisters, and brewing brothers and sisters up. It don't matter who you talk to and how they feel and how you feel like they did to you. You gonna fight you. You is fighting you. That's it. You is fighting you. It ain't nobody else but you. You fighting you. You got to stop fighting you, though. You know what I'm saying? Brothers and sisters got to stop fighting themselves, man. That's why the Lord talks about in James, faith and works. And that's why a lot of Christians can't even damn see it, man. Right? You got to stop fighting you. You the one that, guess what? Hey, I feel some type of way about my wife. Guess what I had to learn to do? I had to learn to go to the Lord.
Yep.
I feel some type of way about my children. Guess what I had to do? I had to go to the Lord. Right? If I feel some type of way about a brew or about a sister, I had to learn to do that. Even in all the years I've been in this truth, I had to still learn to do that. And I'm still learning that more and more every day. We can't depend. You thinking that, yeah, you can have your brothers and sisters, but the real dependent is, guess what? You got to lean on the Lord, man.
God.
Right? Let's go to Hebrews chapter 6 right quick, man. Right? That's why we got to make sure that we keep ourselves in the right space. Because when we don't, guess what? People think everybody else is the problem. No, guess what? We all are our own problems. My problem, if it's just like this, and this is the point that I'm trying to make with brothers and sisters. If I got a problem with a brother, I can choose to have a problem with the brother or not. If a brother offend me, guess what? I can choose to be offended or not. Why do you think the Lord said you got to come back as a babe? Can you offend a baby?
Nope.
Can anybody offend a baby? No. You can't offend a baby. You can't do that. Because get with the baby. You whoop the baby leg, they be like, ooh, they get to crying, and they'll love all on you all over again like you never did nothing. And people don't know how to do that. That's why the Lord says that's why 2/3 of us got to go. Because we can't never learn to do that. Right? Let's go to Hebrews chapter 6, man. Hebrews chapter 6. We're going to start at verse 9.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 6, verse 9. But beloved, we are persuaded better things of you.
So we said, beloved, we are persuaded better things of you, read.
And things that accompany salvation although we thus speak.
So this is going into how a person should be thinking about salvation.
Yeah.
Right? Us doing the works, guess what? We know the salvation will be coming in the end, right? We should be striving to that, right? Read on.
Verse 10. For God is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love.
So you said God is not unrighteous to forget your labor in love, meaning what? A person that ain't got the pound, oh man, I gotta. Man, look here. You can't be pouting about the work. You can't be pouting about the things, even the things that we go through. Get what the Lord expects you to pick yourself up and keep fighting, man. Keep seeking Him. Right? Watch this. Read on, Lord.
God, which ye have shewed towards His name.
Which you have. The Lord's not going to forget the works that you showed towards His name. Meaning the things that you did in love and in charity. These are things that it was talking about in 1 Corinthians chapter 13 when it goes into charity. Meaning it goes into the love that you have for your brothers and sisters. And goes into the work that you put in for the Lord, man. Whether it be the work you put in, whether it be the alms you give, whether it be the help you give your brothers and sisters, whether it be the praying, whether it be the fasting, all these things, the Lord is not going to forget these things that you do.
God.
Right? You might can't see it on the forefront because, I'm going through some stuff. But no. He's still not going to forget what we done.
God.
Right? I know the Christians say a little song. But in that reality, it really concerns us. He might not come when you want it, but he'd be right on time for you, though.
God.
Right?
Always.
But let's read it.
In that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister.
So have you ministered to the saints, meaning what? Will be to be there for your brothers and sisters, to speak life into people, man.
God.
Right? Read.
And we desire that every one of you do shew the same diligence to the full assurance of the hope unto the end.
You see how they go?
God.
And that's how the Lord expecting us to do. To desire to show the same diligence. We want everybody to be in the same diligence, to be working towards getting to the kingdom. How do we work towards getting to the kingdom? We got the beginning of the year coming. And during the beginning of the year, guess what we got coming? We got to be able to forgive each other. Right? We got to be able to, because when you carrying this over into another year, guess what's gonna happen? You give place to the devil. Guess what? When you carrying these burdens on from day to day, you giving Satan an avenue every day to get into your world. The Lord said, if you do well, you'll be accepted. But the Lord said, if you do it not well, Satan will be at the door and they have dominion over you. Right? That's Genesis chapter 4. Right? And we don't want that to happen. But we have to be striving for this kingdom thing. But this is where it's at for us, though. What are we in the truth and we not striving for the kingdom for? Right? We got to be striving for that. He said that you have the full assurance of hope unto the end. Verse 12.
Verse 12. That ye be not slothful.
That ye be not slothful, read.
But followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promise.
You see how that go?
God.
You got to be led and guided through that thing, man. You got to be in the right spirit, man. You know, we got to hope that brothers and sisters, man, be on the right path, man, to help broaden our understanding, to help get our love back to the Lord, man. Because sometimes brothers and sisters don't be forgetting about the love of the Lord. Because they feel so much about how heavy their life is, like your life heavy. It says, you know how the old saying say, the person that got their toe cut off went to talk to the person that got their foot cut off. The person that got their foot cut off went to talk to the person that got half their leg cut off. The person that got half their leg cut off went to talk to the person that got their whole leg cut off. The person that got their whole leg cut off talked to the person that got their whole leg cut off and half their other leg cut off. The person that got their whole leg cut off went to try to talk to the person that was a vegetable in the bed. The person that was in the vegetable in the bed started thinking about the person that was dead. And let brothers and sisters see that through your spirit, man. The Lord said, he said, a living dog is better than a dead lion.
Sure.
And I hope brothers and sisters pay attention to that thing, man. Right? That's why we can't be slothful in this truth, man. We got to be preparing ourselves for this new years, man. And I'm pretty sure, man, you know, I ain't spoke to Capt. Benaniyah what he going in on this Sabbath, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be touching on that thing, man. Go to Sirach chapter 22. All right?
What verse you want to start?
Start at verse 1.
Book of Sirach, chapter 22, verse 1. A slothful man is compared to a filthy stone.
You said a slothful man is compared to a filthy stone, man.
God.
Right? What's a filthy stone? Nobody wants to touch it. Right?
God.
Read.
And everyone will hiss him out to his disgrace.
Isn't it said everybody gonna hiss at him? They're gonna look down on him. Right? Read on.
Verse 2. A slothful man is compared to the filth of a dunghill.
It could compare to doo-doo. Right? Read.
Every man that take it up will shake his hand.
Right? Meaning what? If he pick up some pile of doo-doo, he's gonna be like, ugh.
Yeah, sure.
But the Lord compared that to a person that's slothful. We got to think about this. This is what the Lord comparing to people that's slothful in His truth. He's literally comparing it to people that's trying to be slothful, right? Because what we got to do, guess what? I done heard brothers say, well, I've been raised like this all my life. And guess what happened? You done did that thing wrong your whole life. Well, my mama done raised me this way for me to, and guess what your mama them did? They raised you the wrong way. In that aspect. I ain't say always, but in that aspect that you talking about you were raised, that was the wrong way. right? Because there's certain aspects of how my mama raised me that was wrong too. It's certain aspects of the things that my father told me, it was wrong too. Before I got in this truth, there's certain ways that I was telling my children that was wrong too. I pray that my children will want to keep the commandment. I pray that my children want to know the Lord. But at the end of the day, they're going to have to live their own life too. My wife, my mama, my brothers, my sisters, my aunties, my uncles, my cousins, my family, my friends, my brews. We're going to get put up on that shelf one at a time. I can't go up into the front of the line, even though I got a lot of, man, I'm talking about much love for E. Hood, man. But me and E. Hood can't walk up there together. Come on, E. Hood, let's go. No, we can't walk up there together.
God.
I got to go up there by myself. The book's going to be laid open for me. Just like it's going to be laid open for you. It's going to be laid open for the next person.
God.
Guess what? If you got children, they're going to be laid open for them too. And they got to hold accountable whatever they did. I hope I got past sins and future sins, whatever sins that I can be forgiven.
That's tough.
That's what I'm looking for, but sometimes we can't abstain for that thing, you know? You just, hey, you get into one thing, now you got, people gonna go until you go all the way. I tell anybody this, you work on something long enough, you'll get it. If a person was trying to be, if you was trying to keep the commandments, guess what you do? If you keep working at that mug, guess what you'll do? Keep the commandment. Mm-hmm. If you try not to keep the commandment, guess what you do? Keep working on it, you won't keep the commandment. Mm-hmm. Guess what? If you was trying to be in the LGBTMF community, if you work long enough in there, guess what you'll do? You'll be in that community. Mm-hmm. You work hard at it, you just go work hard at it, you'll get it. If a person working hard enough to go to jail, guess what you gonna go? To jail. Mm-hmm. You working hard enough to guess what? To go to that grave, guess what you gonna do? Go to that grave. Mm-hmm. You gonna go. You just got to work at it. Go and work at it to do it. Mm-hmm. Just put your work in, you'll do it. But it's something that you got to change within yourself, right? Let's go to Proverbs chapter 22, man. 22 and read verse 3.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 3.
Right, read it.
A prudent man foreseeth the evil.
It said a prudent man, meaning what? This is the same thing. It's saying the same thing in the New Testament when it's talking about 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 13. We're going to that scripture next. This is the precept. But it says in it a little different in the Old Testament. Right? It says, a prudent man foreseeth evil and read.
God. And hideth himself.
And he did what?
And hideth himself.
And he hides himself, right?
But the simple pass on and are punished.
And are punished. Watch this. Watch how it reads in the New Testament. Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 13. When you get there, let's read it.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 13.
Right, read it.
There have no temptation taking you but such as the common of man.
So, read that again.
There have no temptation taking you but such as is common to man.
So it said, ain't no temptation is taking you as such that is common to man, right? Meaning what? The prudent man, what would do? Can see evil. It can see that thing to come, right? Read.
But God is faithful.
But God is faithful, read.
Who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able. Uh-huh. But will with the temptation also make a way to escape.
This is the prudent man hiding himself. Right? He makes a way for you to escape it. Right? Let's read.
Come. that ye may be able to bear it.
That you may be able to bear it, man. He just gives us, it's just those, like I say, it's read the same way, but it's just, you got to break it down, right? Saying the same thing, right? Watch this. It's saying the same thing also in Sirach 33:1. Let's get that. It's just going, like I say, these precepts are just going into the same thing, man. Sometimes when the people go through something, they don't want to take their way out. Guess what? Anything that happens to a brother or to a sister, whether you like it or not, the Lord gave you that way out. And we just don't take that way out sometimes.
God.
I don't care who it is. You see it. He's not going to put it like it. Guess what? And you sometimes we just ignore the call.
God.
Sirach 33:1.
The book of Sirach, chapter 33, verse 1. There shall no evil happen unto him that feareth the Lord.
Meaning what? That's the prudent man.
God.
That's the person that fears the Lord, right?
God.
Read.
But in temptation.
But in what?
But in temptation, even again, he will deliver him.
You see how they go?
God.
It's just going into the same thing, man. Read.
Verse 2. A wise man hateth not the law.
So a wise man hated not the law. Read.
But he that is an hypocrite, therein is a ship in a storm.
So meaning what? They'll be tossed to and fro all over the place, man.
God.
Right? Some of their brothers and sisters need to be thinking about, man. Because this is a real thing, man. This is definitely a real thing. Right? Go to John chapter 16. This is a real thing. Right? John chapter 16. And we're going to read verse. Watch this. 16 and verse 33.
The book of John, chapter 16, verse 33. These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace.
So guess what? When brothers and sisters looking for peace, and sometimes your husband can't give it to you, or your children, or your wife, the things that can't give you peace, this is your peace. This is your peace. Learn to go to your peace. The world say the peace is something else. Oh, I got to have my peace. This is the peace.
God.
The world keeps talking about he just disturbing my peace, and she disturbing my peace, or he, or the baby, or everybody disturbing your peace. Let's read what the Lord talk about in your peace. Because a lot of times people forget about the peace. They think that the peace is something else that the Lord is not saying.
God.
The Lord said what your peace is. Let's read verse 33 again, man.
Verse 33 from the top. And these things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace.
That in the Lord, reading his word, that you might have peace.
God.
Right? Read.
In the world ye shall have tribulation.
Meaning what? You gonna go through something. Sirach chapter 2 verse 1 said, my son. Isn't it talking about son or daughter? What is saying what? Prepare yourself for tribulations. But to guess what? To have the peace in your tribulation, you can have it in the Lord, man. That's what the Lord expecting you to, the people of understanding. A prudent man, as the Lord say, a prudent man and a wise man, a man of understanding. It just saying the same thing.
Come.
All right? Read.
Come. But be of good cheer.
But be of good cheer, read.
I have overcome the world.
He said, don't worry about it. I can show you how to overcome things. This is what the Lord's saying. Come to him. He can show you how to overcome them. Right? He can show you how to deal with things. He can show you how to deal with your children and your mama and your brothers and your sisters. He can show you how to deal with them. Right?
God.
Just like I said, he said, I know, I got a lot of brothers and sisters too. But guess what happened? They reject the Bible once, twice, three, okay. Heretic. That's what the scriptures say.
Yeah.
And don't feel no type of way. Right? The more you learn the Lord, he should make your faith strong against them. Right? Because the thing is, I got to I got to be in a marriage on how the Lord told me I got to be in a marriage.
Okay.
I got to be in a and I, like I say, this is something that I'm not just going to try to just talk about how I'm talking about myself too. I had to learn how to be in a marriage in the truth. Even if things are going out of order, if things is not going right, guess what I had to do? I had to learn to be a husband how the Lord told me to be.
Okay.
I had to learn to be a father on how the Lord told me to be. I had to learn how to be a leader in my own home, how the Lord told me to be. No matter how things going, I got to be the way he told me to be.
Teacher.
So if brothers got a way that they supposed to do, brothers, learn your way how the Lord told you to do. If sisters got a way that the Lord told you to do, learn the way how the Lord told you to do. And the children follow in line with that thing, right? Mm-hmm. And how the children being taught, they being taught the best way they can be taught if you gave them this. That's all. As long as you give them this, they done taught the best way. You done did your job. All right? Let's go to Luke chapter 21.
What verse you want?
Watch this. Start at verse 33.
The book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 33. Heaven and earth shall pass away.
Right, read.
But my words shall not pass away.
Right, he said, the Lord said, even if heaven and earth pass away, he said his word is still going to be here. Right? Read.
Verse 34. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with suffering.
Right?
And drunkenness.
And drunkenness, read.
And cares of this life.
And cares of this life. Right? Read it.
And so that the day come upon you unaware.
So this is the reason why brothers and sisters got to get your mind straight. Because when you thinking that this thing gonna be so heavy on you to the point that you cannot bear things and that you can't trust in the Lord and that these things can't, and when you see these things, guess what? Guess what? Now all of a sudden, you be so consumed in what's going on in your world, all of a sudden, something come in unawares. Something that you need to start worrying about. You need to put, like, when the Lord was talking to Peter, when he got out the boat, he said, Lord, let me walk on the water. The Lord said, come on. And allowed him to come out there to the waters too. But when the wind started beating vehemently, what he had to do? He had to save him. He had to save him. Right? Let's read, man.
Verse 35. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth.
It's going to be a snare that comes on the face of the whole earth. Right? Read.
Verse 36. Watch ye therefore.
So the things that we see in our life, guess what we got to do? We got to watch and do what?
And pray always.
And to pray for these things. What do you think could happen when the Lord was trying to tell Peter and he's like, Lord, I'm going to follow you to jail or to death? The Lord looked at Peter. Guess what he eventually told Peter? He called him Satan. He rebuked him. But then when he got ready to leave, guess what he told Peter? He said, Satan required you, but I prayed for you. This is a real love for your brothers and sisters that the Lord expecting us to get. He said, Satan required you, but I prayed for you. Just like the spirits that we see on brothers and sisters, I see spirits on brothers and sisters. Pray for them, man. I don't want nobody to fall, right? We want our people to pray for us, man. All right? Verse 36.
Verse 36. Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be counted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and to stand before the Son of Man.
You see how they go? That we can endure all the things that we go through in this lifetime and be able to prepare ourselves to stand before Christ. The Lord expecting us to do these things. We got to think about this, man. We got to get ourselves ready for that. Just for these things right here. Right? For, he says, watch therefore, pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and to stand before the Mashiach Yahushua, man. But I don't know how heavy brothers and sisters think this thing is, but that thing is really heavy, man.
That's a mighty prayer.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times, guess what? Our people don't feel that. Our people don't, a lot of times our people, you know, they get to the point they don't feel nothing, man. Right? Let's go to Ecclesiastes. But we hope, brothers and sisters, man, keep that step in the right spirit, man. Whatever spirit, whatever things that we dealing with, man, it's a new year coming up, man. I'm going to show you how beautiful the Lord is. The Lord expects us to get rid of all those things before the new year, and get ourselves in order for the New Year's. After the New Year, guess what he give you? 14 more days to get rid of the living. You see that? He give you 14 more days after that to get rid of that living. Well, we got to make sure that we get ourselves together, man. Read Ecclesiastes 3 and 1.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose. To every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born.
It says a time to what?
A time to be born.
It says it's a time to be born, read.
And a time to die.
And it's a time to die, read.
A time to plant and a time to pluck up.
So the thing that we want to deal with the most is what? The Lord said to every purpose under the sun. It's a season, man. Right? It's a season for these things. And then guess what? And all those seasons that he's talking about, it goes into the attributes of everything. Meaning what? These are the things that people will go through in a lifetime. But you got to know what season you in. That's why you need to be paying attention to the Ecclesiastes chapter 3. It's literally going through all the seasons that a person can feel. Just think about it. Just look at all of them and see how you not touched dang near everything. You done seen somebody die. You done been to war. You done all these things. It might not be on the grander scale as everybody else's, but you done been through these things. But in it, if you know the right season, guess what you'll do? You'll say the right prayer for the right season. Brothers and sisters, I hope brothers and sisters understood that. If you know what season you in, you'll pray for the right prayer in the right season. Because some brothers and sisters don't pray for the right prayer in the right season. If I know that I'm going through whatever I'm going through, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to pray for a prayer for that season. Yeah. We like brothers and sisters start thinking about that thing. Because a lot of us, we really don't think. We don't think about the season we in. We just worry about the things we go through. Instead of giving it up to the Lord. Like the Lord don't see what's going on. I don't care who you is. The Lord see what everything people doing. Right? Right? The Lord see everything, man. Go to Matthew chapter 6, verse 9. Y'all should already know what this is.
Lord's Prayer.
This is the Lord's Prayer. Right?
The book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 9. After this manner, therefore, pray ye, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
This is the Lord's Prayer. He said, after this manner, pray ye therefore, right? Read.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom gonna come, read.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done. This will gonna be done.
In earth as it is in heaven.
Just like the will is in heaven, the Lord's will done in heaven, that's the same way it's gonna be done on earth. You think the Lord, you think all the angels and all them people up there, all the chambers of souls and whatever, the elders and Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and all the people that's up there with, you think they out of order with the Lord? No, the Lord said his will gonna be done on earth just like it is in heaven, right? Read on.
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors.
Right? The Lord expecting us to do this.
God.
He ain't just giving you this prayer just to be, hey, y'all, it's a prayer in here. No. This is what he expecting. Read.
God. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Right? The Lord expecting this.
For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen.
He said, forever, amen. Right? Watch this. Read on.
For if ye forgive men their trespasses,
If you forgive men their trespasses, read.
your heavenly Father will also forgive you.
You see this? We're going to let this sister and brother, sister spirit, man. Read.
But if you forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses.
Because guess what? However you deal with when people trespass against you, however you deal with that, guess what's going to happen?
You'll get dealt with the same way.
You going to, guess what? Matthew chapter 7 said, judge not, lest you be judged. That's how you going to handle you too. Got to make sure we think about that thing, man. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for tuning in. Y'all like it, y'all share the video. Y'all help us push this truth around the four corners of the earth. I'm glad brothers and sisters tuning in. Hey, man, y'all need to prepare yourself for the new, guess what, for the new moon, the new year.
God.
Man, it's a lot coming up, man.
Got newness.
I'm talking about, it's a lot coming up, man. The new year coming, right? I mean, we got a lot of things to be thankful about, man. Guess what? That Passover, I got him, Mark. Hey, y'all do what you do, but watch my shoes.
I'm so long with shoes.
Hey, yeah. Like I say, we got the Passover coming up, man, brothers and sisters, man. It's not our Passover. Guess who Passover it is?
The Lord's Passover.
It's the Lord's Passover, man.
God.
So we got to put that in our spirit, man. It's not our Passover. It's the Lord's Passover, man. Oh, brothers and sisters, man, get theyself in the right spirit to do thus said the Lord, man. All right? I don't know if I want to do this one or the other one. Watch this. Go to Exodus chapter 12.
All right.
This is the law for the day. We said, brothers and sisters, keep the law session and command. We always got to bring out a law. Exodus chapter 12 and verse 14.
The book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 14. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast to the Lord.
Right, this is going in concerning the Passover, right? Read.
Throughout your generation.
Said throughout your generation, read.
You shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever.
You should keep it in a feast by an ordinance, the Lord said, forever. Right?
God.
That means lottie-dottie, every damn body, man.
God.
Verse 15.
7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your house.
Meaning put it out of your house, put it out of your spirit. Read.
For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day.
Meaning these things ain't got out your spirit, or you ain't working on these things. It's going into a deeper aspect on it. But it said, whosoever eateth leavened bread, or going back to the old man, from the first day to the 7th day. Read.
That soul shall be cut off from Israel.
Right. We got to be thinking about this, because the Lord said it. Shall he not make good on it? You'll find out real quick. You know what I mean? So we got to prepare ourselves and prepare our soul and prepare our minds, brothers and sisters. Right? Like I say, thank you, brothers and sisters, for tuning in. Y'all like, y'all share the video. Help us push this truth around the four corners of the earth. Lord willing, by next Monday, it's going to be a little change. So, y'all will see, though. Lord willing, we're going to be Hey, I'm excited about it, but you know we got the rocket, man.
Come,
Thus said the Yahweh the power, man.
come.
Right? Nothing can go through without the Lord, man. It's all praise to the Most High for that, man. But we love y'all brothers and sisters, man. Hey, keep the commandments and live. And with that, we're gonna say shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Hebrew.